Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Our today agenda is we are going to learn about what is manual testing, what are its advantages and disadvantages. Let's start. As the name suggests itself manual. Okay. So manual testing means testing the functionality of the application manually without using any automation tool. That is called manual testing. For example, there is an application called Facebook. In Facebook application, suppose we are sending some message to some recipient. So while sending some message to the recipient, we are giving physical effort. We are chatting with them. We are sending the message to them by giving physical effort. Manually, we are typing some message and we are sending to the recipient the message. That is called manual effort. So we are testing that message functionality of the Facebook application manually. That is called manual testing. We are not using any automation tool. Since I am talking here about manual testing, I would like to tell about what is automation testing also. In automation testing, we are writing code in some automation tool like Selenium or Qtp, and then that tool itself will execute the application. The tool will test the application. There will not be any human effort to test the application. But in manual testing, to test any software of the application, we have to do manual effort. That is called manual testing. Alright. Now we'll talk about what is the advantage and disadvantages of manual testing. Number one advantage is we are giving quality software to the customer. What is the meaning of that? In automation testing, we cannot test all the scenarios. Like it is not possible to test all the positive scenarios, negative scenarios, random scenarios, other kind of scenarios in automation testing. So these things can be tested only in manual testing. In our software industry, whenever any application will come for testing, first we'll be testing that application by using manual testing. Once that application will be stabilized or it is stable, then we can do automation testing for that application. Okay. So the number one advantage is we'll be giving quality software to the customer. The second point is as it is not possible to test all the scenarios, to cover all the scenarios in automation testing, that's why we are doing manual testing. Third is it is cost effective. Why it is cost effective? Because here we are not using any automation tool. We are not giving high budget. We are not paying any money to purchase any automation tool. So it is cost effective because we are doing manual testing by using human brains. Now let's say what are all the disadvantages of this? It is very time consuming. Why it is time consuming? Because here we are using human brains. If our application is having 100 or 200 kind of scenarios are there in that application, so to test all the scenarios, it will be taking much more time. That is why it is time consuming. Also, it is very tedious job. Why it is tedious job? Just because developer has done some code changes in that application or else they have got some new requirements, so they did some changes in that application, they did some code changes in that application. We have to test the application again and again. We have to test the application repeatedly. That is why it is very tedious job. The third disadvantage is person has to be present to do the manual testing. In automation testing, we just have to write the code one time and then the code itself, that tool itself will execute the application. Okay, we have to just set some timer and we can leave for the day. The tool itself will run the application. Whereas if you want to perform the manual testing, then we have to be present and we have to complete the testing end to end. That is why person has to be present to do the manual testing. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of manual testing. That's all for today's session. In my next videos, I'll be coming with such more interesting topics. If you like my video, please share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.